dragons soaring through ancient skies, mythical beasts with impossible combinations of features, giants that dwarf anything alive today. These creatures fill our fantasy stories and nightmares, but here's the incredible truth. While we've been imagining monsters, paleontologists have been digging up real animals that are far stranger and more terrifying than anything we could dream up. Today, we're uncovering 7 prehistoric creatures so bizarre and massive that they make mythical creatures look ordinary. Starting off with a true giant that soared through the skies. Quetzalcoatlus dominated the skies of North America 68 to 66 million years ago, during the final chapter of the age of dinosaurs in the late Cretaceous period. With a wingspan reaching 35 feet, larger than a small airplane, Quetzalcoatlus was the largest flying animal that ever existed. Standing on the ground, this pterosaur towered 16 feet tall, able to look into second-story windows while folded up like a massive leathery umbrella. Its skull alone stretched over 8 feet long, ending in a spear-like beak that could impale prey with surgical precision. Despite weighing up to 550 pounds, this giant could launch itself into the air and soar for hundreds of miles without flapping its wings. What made Quetzalcoatlus truly nightmarish was its hunting method. Unlike smaller pterosaurs that caught fish, this aerial giant was a terrestrial stalker. It would patrol vast areas from the sky, then land and stride across the landscape on legs as tall as a human, using its massive beak to snatch up small dinosaurs, early mammals, and anything else unlucky enough to cross its path. Its keen eyesight could spot prey from miles away, making escape nearly impossible. The largest flying birds today, condors and albatrosses, have wingspans of barely 12 feet, making them look like sparrows compared to Quetzalcoatlus. Even our largest aircraft pale in comparison to the sheer majesty and terror of a creature that could blot out the sun with its wings. While giants ruled the skies, Australia harbored a ground predator so perfectly designed for killing that it redefined what a marsupial could be. Thylacoleo carnifex, the marsupial lion, terrorized Australia from 1.6 million to 46,000 years ago, becoming the continent's apex predator during the Pleistocene epoch. Weighing up to 350 pounds and built like a muscular nightmare, Thylacoleo possessed the most powerful bite of any mammal relative to body size. Its skull was engineered for destruction, featuring massive jaw muscles and a set of bolt-cutter teeth that could shear through bone like scissors through paper. The creature's most terrifying feature was its massive thumb claws, retractable talons over 6 inches long that could disembowel prey with a single swipe. What made this marsupial lion truly horrifying was its versatility as a predator. Fossil evidence suggests it could climb trees with cat-like agility, despite its massive size, dropping onto unsuspecting prey from above. Its semi-opposable thumbs, each armed with those massive claws, could grip and manipulate prey while its bone-crushing jaws delivered the killing bite. The creature was so efficient at killing that it could take down animals many times its own size, including giant wombats and massive kangaroos. Modern marsupials like kangaroos and koalas seem almost comically peaceful compared to their prehistoric cousin. Even today's most powerful predatory marsupial, the Tasmanian devil, would look like a house cat next to Thylacoleo, a reminder that Australia's cute animals once had a terrifying ancestor. Moving on to the northern continents, where an ancient wolf grew to the size of a rhino and developed a taste for anything that moved. Andrewsarchus mongoliensis stalked across Asia 45 to 36 million years ago during the Eocene epoch, when the world was much warmer and mammals were experimenting with gigantic sizes. At 16 feet long and weighing up to 4,000 pounds, Andrewsarchus was the largest terrestrial carnivorous mammal ever discovered. Its skull alone measured over 3 feet long, larger than that of any bear, and was packed with massive teeth designed for both crushing bones and slicing meat. Standing nearly 6 feet tall at the shoulder, this wolf-like giant could look a draft horse in the eye while possessing jaws powerful enough to crack open turtle shells the size of coffee tables. The creature's hunting strategy was built around overwhelming power and endurance. Unlike modern wolves that rely on pack tactics, Andrewsarchus was a solitary hunter capable of taking down prey through sheer brute force. Its massive limbs and claws could pin down struggling victims, while its bone-crushing bite did the rest. Fossil evidence suggests it was equally comfortable hunting on land or wading into rivers to catch early whales and large fish. Today's largest wolves, impressive at 150 pounds, would barely reach Andrewsarchus's knee. Even modern bears, our largest land carnivores, would seem small and delicate compared to this prehistoric giant, a creature that redefined what it meant to be a mammalian predator. But not every prehistoric giant was a fearsome predator. Some were gentle herbivores, but that didn't make them any less bizarre or impressive than their carnivorous cousins. Platybelodon grangeri roamed across Africa, Europe, and Asia from 15 to 4 million years ago during the Miocene epoch, when grasslands were expanding across the continents. Standing 9 feet tall and weighing up to 10,000 pounds, Platybelodon looked like an elephant designed by a committee of mad scientists. Its most distinctive feature was its bizarre, shovel-like lower jaw, extending nearly 5 feet forward and lined with flat, spade-shaped teeth. This shovel tusker used its unusual appendage like a massive scoop, stripping bark from trees and scooping up aquatic vegetation from swamps and rivers with mechanical efficiency. What made Platybelodon truly remarkable was its specialized feeding behavior. The creature would wade into marshes and use its shovel jaw like a bulldozer, scooping up massive quantities of soft water plants and algae. Its flexible trunk worked in tandem with the shovel, guiding food into its mouth while filtering out water and debris. This feeding method was so efficient that Platybelodon could consume hundreds of pounds of vegetation daily. Modern elephants, with their versatile trunks and simple tusks, represent a more generalized approach to being a giant herbivore. Platybelodon was nature's experiment in extreme specialization, a creature so perfectly adapted to its lifestyle that it seems almost alien compared to any animal alive today. Speaking of alien-looking creatures, South America was home to an animal so bizarre that scientists spent decades trying to figure out what it actually was. Macrauchenia patachonica wandered across South America from 7 million to 20,000 years ago, surviving until the end of the Pleistocene epoch when early humans arrived on the continent. At 10 feet long and weighing up to 2,200 pounds, Macrauchenia looked like nature's attempt to create a camel-llama-elephant hybrid. Its most striking feature was a short, flexible trunk similar to a tapir's, positioned above nostrils, that sat high on its skull like a hippo's. The creature's long neck and legs gave it a camel-like silhouette, but its 3-toed feet were perfectly adapted for running across the South American plains at surprising speeds. What made Macrauchenia truly enigmatic was its unique combination of features that seemed borrowed from different animal families. Its trunk allowed it to browse on high vegetation and manipulate food with surprising dexterity, while its long legs and lightweight build made it one of the fastest large herbivores of its time. The positioning of its nostrils suggests it may have been semi-aquatic, able to browse underwater vegetation while keeping its breathing apparatus above the surface. Today's llamas and camels, Macrauchenia's closest living relatives, seem almost ordinary in comparison. This prehistoric South American was evolution's unique experiment, a creature so specialized and bizarre that when it went extinct, nothing like it ever evolved again. From South America's strangest herbivore to Australia's most imposing marsupial, meet a kangaroo so massive it couldn't hop and had to walk on 2 legs like a person. Procoptodon goliath dominated the Australian landscape from 1.6 million to 40,000 years ago, becoming the largest kangaroo that ever lived during the Pleistocene epoch. Standing over 10 feet tall and weighing up to 550 pounds, Procoptodon was built like a kangaroo crossed with a gorilla. Unlike modern kangaroos that hop efficiently across the landscape, this giant was too massive for hopping and instead walked upright on its enormous hind legs, striding across Australia like a furry giant. Its arms were incredibly long and muscular, ending in massive hands with a single large claw on each that it used to pull down tree branches and strip leaves. What made Procoptodon truly impressive was its sheer presence and feeding strategy. The creature could reach vegetation 10 feet above the ground, browsing on tree canopies that no other herbivore could access. Its flat face and forward-facing eyes gave it excellent depth perception for selecting the best leaves and shoots. Despite its peaceful nature, few predators would dare challenge such a massive, powerful animal. Its kicks could easily shatter bones. Modern kangaroos, impressive as they are at 200 pounds, would look like joeys next to Procoptodon. The largest living kangaroo would barely reach this giant's waist, a reminder that Australia once hosted marsupials that could literally look down on humans from twice our height. Our next creature takes us back to the northern steppes, where a rhinoceros grew to mammoth proportions and sprouted a horn so massive it made unicorn legends seem conservative. Elasmotherium sibiricum thundered across the grasslands of Eurasia from 2.6 million to 39,000 years ago, surviving well into the time when early humans were spreading across the continents. Known as the Siberian unicorn, Elasmotherium stood 6.5 feet tall at the shoulder and stretched 15 feet long, weighing up to 9,000 pounds. Its most spectacular feature was a single, massive horn growing from its forehead, not the modest spike of modern rhinos, but a towering spear up to 6 feet long and weighing over 100 pounds. This wasn't just for show. The horn was a devastating weapon that could impale predators or rivals with the force of a medieval lance. What made Elasmotherium truly formidable was its combination of size, speed, and weaponry. Despite its massive bulk, the creature could gallop across the steppes at impressive speeds, using its enormous horn like a battering ram. Its legs were longer and more slender than modern rhinos, built for covering vast distances across the grasslands. The sight of a charging Elasmotherium, with its massive horn lowered and thundering hoofbeats shaking the ground, must have been absolutely terrifying. Today's rhinoceros, impressive as they are, seem almost delicate compared to their prehistoric cousin. The largest white rhino would look small standing next to Elasmotherium, a creature so magnificent and imposing that it may have inspired the unicorn legends that persist to this day, proving that sometimes reality truly is more incredible than fantasy.